Well, to me that's an orgy, but hey.
Oh, what's your definition of orgy?
Well, a whole bunch of people going around having sex, like in public.
No, there's only one who did it in public. That was Zimri. Okay, let's understand what happened. 24,000 guys went, found a woman, took her into his tent or in her tent, and banged her one-on-one in private. One guy, Zimri, came and took this one chick, Bill Cosby's daughter, and banged her in front of everybody. Is that an orgy to you?
Well, what about at the Golden Calf? The Israelites were dancing and making fun and having an orgy when Moses came down the mountain.
Those were 3,000. They were not Israelites. They were part of the Erev Rav. They were people who had just come out of Egypt, who were not Jews, and they were singing and dancing and serving the calf, but they weren't having an orgy of sex. Where do you see a bunch of people having sex with each other?
Just those two examples I gave.
And they don't exist. Those are false examples.
Have you ever encountered sodomy in any of the mikvahs that you've gone into?
No, and I don't like the way you've inferred or implied on your blog that kind of behavior takes place in there.
So you never saw like three guys like making a choo-choo train?
No, and that blog entry was despicable. I'm sorry to say it. It was based on unsubstantiated rumor by one anonymous source. It just makes it up, and then you run with a bunch of made-up garbage. Do you have? How do you know that even happened anywhere? But you're telling the world that it happened like it's fact, and you're starting a rumor. That's lashon hora. That's the epitome of lashon hora. When you spread the idea that such a thing took place, so people believe it happened. Where did it happen? Can you name a place?
Yeah, I can name the yeshiva where this guy was attending the yeshiva, and
let's be a man. Say us the name.
No, I'm not going to name the yeshiva.
Okay, so therefore it's every yeshiva, because everybody's like, I wonder which yeshiva.
Well, plenty of yeshivas have sodomy going on.
How do you know that?
Because I reported on it. There was this one yeshiva where the Rosh Yeshiva specifically set it up so that he could, his door was locked.
One place.
Well, there are plenty of places where you've had cases of rabbis who sexually molested.
So the impression that you're giving out is that the entire yeshiva world is just a place to participate in homosexual behavior. Mikvahs are a place for wild, gay orgies, right? And the only safe place is Levi in his chair.
No, you're as likely to find sexual abuse in a yeshiva as any other institution.
Well,
you're as likely to find it among Orthodox Jews as any other.
Okay, can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
I was in yeshivas for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was living in yeshivas for 8 years. I was living in 6 different yeshivas on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of any cases of homosexual activity in any of those places. Never. Not before me, not after me, not while I was there. I never saw it. I've been to dozens, if not over 100 mikvahs. I've been to so many mikvahs on the planet. It's unbelievable. I used to go to this one every day. Every single morning. I used to go to the one...
You never saw anything improper going on?
Never. Never!
Thank God for that.
It's like people make up these stories. You know what? To me, it sounds like people trying to malign Jewish things because that's what they like to do. They like to get... They had a bad experience in yeshiva. They feel guilty because they don't keep the mitzvahs. They want to tarnish the good name of really religious people. So they look at religious things and then they trash them. It's no different than the people who are anti-circumcision and they said, oh, you guys love to give, you like to suck the penises of little babies. It's the same kind of thing.
Well, in 2001 in Los Angeles alone, 3 different Orthodox rabbis pled guilty to some sexual crime with a minor. So, separate incidents, separate institutions, separate places.
Yeah, I know one of those, and one of those is true. So, I know the family of the victim.
So this goes on.
But
so you got to be careful. I would never say it's more prevalent than other places, but also there are as many sexual predators proportionally in Orthodox Jewish life as anywhere else, in my experience.
I'm not saying that's not true. I'm not saying that's not true, but I'm just saying to like try to slam the mikvah, make it sound like that goes on in every mikvah, I think is wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd agree with that.
And I'm the one who can tell you. I've been going to mikvahs for years, and I never saw anything like that.
Okay, according to ArtScroll, lust is in constant danger of re-emerging. The way to deal with such a danger is to make the people understand that what they think of as a tempting pleasure is in reality an enemy, a threat to their very existence. In other words, Berg, sex addiction is a progressive and terminal disease.
Where do you come up with how do you read that into what you just said?
Well, I read that about lust, and then I started thinking about sex addiction, and I said, let me just put them all together and see.
But I don't see that what you just said is accurate. I agree with the art scroll, right? Lust is a constant danger of re-emerging. How does that make it a terminal disease?
Well, it's subtle.
You just want to be able to have an opening talk about your sex addiction. Okay, so have you been in any 12-step meetings?
No, I'm saving my gas.
You're saving your gas. So why don't you start your own meetings right here?
No, I couldn't be bothered.
What about this? What if you said, listen, I know that there must be a lot of other frum guys
Right.
who have my problem.
Mm-hmm.
They must be living right here in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a thing together. And you start up a meeting right here somewhere in the neighborhood.
Yeah, we could put it on live cam and everyone could watch.
Well, you know what? I wrote about this in my book. I don't know if you remember this. I have a chapter called Family and Purity.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked about how it's more common than the frum company. The frum community would like to admit is that it's very common, at least the way I see it, that guys get married and then they have the nida period, right? And their wife's not giving it to them for a couple of weeks, and like they've got all this pent up.
Yeah.
And
so
then
they go to the mikveh.
No, baby. They go online and they go to luke4.com. and then you're there for them. They go on the internet and they go to one of two places or both. They surf for porn, right? And they satisfy. No, they do. And a lot of guys do this, and and they don't want to talk about it. Listen, I know this for a fact. You know how I know this for a fact? This is a fact. Because there was a study, I used to be in the computer field. I may have told this story here, I don't remember. There was a study at the very beginning when they were, the internet was brand new, right? It was like 1994 or something, 93, 94. And the internet was brand new, and like there weren't that many websites on, right? And the phone companies, the cable companies wanted to know, where are we going to have to put down the pipes? We're going to build this infrastructure. We need to know where to put it, all the wiring and all the cables and everything. So they did a study at USC Department of Computer Science, did a study, and they wanted to find out where is everybody logging on from? Like, who are the users on this thing, and where are they going to, so that we can put the pipes together. And what do you think was the most popular sites on the internet in the 1993, 4, 5?
Torah sites?
No.
Chabad. There's Chabad
No.
Torah sites.
What do you think was the biggest site?
Political commentary?
No.
Social commentary?
No. What do you think was the biggest site?
Collections of books whose copyright had expired, so they could put them in the public
No.
domain.
No, Levy, you're going to get a malmish fail if you don't know the answer to this, because you will.
Nature pictures, like pictures of Yosemite and Yellowstone Park.
Let's just say it, Levy.
Chas v'shalom.
It was porn.
Oh, chas v'shalom.
It was porn. Overwhelming part of the internet. It was like the day the internet was formed. There was already AVN was moving into it. There was
Makes me so sad.
and porn completely took over the internet. It was the only thing that has consistently made money since the first day of the internet. Right? This is a dream come true for a lot of people who don't want to have to get out of the house and go to Blockbuster and buy a video. Right? No, they don't even sell them in Blockbuster. The adult video places, right? It's great for the guy who doesn't want to go to the newsstand and have to buy Hustler in the middle of, everybody's going to watch him. Then they said, where are the users where are the customers coming from? And they looked at all the traffic, and you know where the most traffic was, Levy? You know where the most traffic